welcome back, everyone. I'm Caroline Boyd, the Director of Government Programs with Meritalk, and I'm here today with Jonathan Album of ServiceNow. Jonathan and I spoke recently, and we're continuing our conversation today to talk about lessons learned from the COVID-19 pandemic and how to build resiliency. Jonathan, welcome back. We've talked about some of the important steps on that road, from response to readiness to resiliency in times of an emergency and times of rapid change. What are a couple of steps to consider when building resiliency for whatever the new normal might look like?
I think the most important steps for building resiliency are really to understand how your work and your data flow through your organization, especially when it comes to how you serve your customers. In most cases, we serve our customers through processes that rely on some unstructured collaboration or manual processes. And rarely is it a customer request gets handled by a single person. And oftentimes the people that handle that request need data from multiple systems. So understanding those workflows is really critical. Once you understand those workflows, you can automate them. You can connect systems in ways that speed the delivery of service. And I think you're able to, over time, really be able to serve your customers in a better way. And you can almost anticipate their needs sometimes.
Right now, we need to think in terms of the pandemic emergency, but there is a lot of other contingencies in the continuity of operations playbook. How can steps like developing digital workflows and implementing good customer service management benefit agencies long term?
As we're talking about resiliency, having the ability to serve your customers under any circumstances, whether it's through automation like we just talked about or end-to-end digital workflows, really becomes key, because our agencies have a mission, and those missions have to be met irrespective of what's happening in the rest of the world. So if we're able to have our workflows digitized, if we're able to serve our customers under any circumstances, we've built resiliency into our operations, and we have a good sense that our agency missions can continue under any circumstances. And I think that we've been able to see that in a number of our organizations in the government during this period, especially when they've gotten new requirements for new programs that Congress has passed. Those things have been able to be implemented relatively quickly and integrated into existing operations.
Jonathan, can you tell us about a customer experience that illustrates these benefits?
Sure. We worked with one agency that relied on a very manual process for a benefit that was added during the response to coronavirus. The process required the filling out of a PDF form and either email or faxing a form. And it was a labor-intensive process that now theoretically a lot of Americans were going to be taking advantage of. So we were able to create a prototype using ServiceNow and the Now platform in order to create a digital workflow to take the same information, flow it through the organization, and be able to give a citizen a response much faster than they would if they had to fill out a form and then email or fax it in.
Whatever normal becomes, what are some of the new ways of doing things that are likely to become standard practices as we all go forward?
I expect that we're going to have more remote work than we've had in the past. Many agencies have embraced telework over time, but we're at a point now where I think there's a strong expectation that we're always going to have a substantial portion of our workforce teleworking. Even if we have a number of people in our offices, we're going to have a number of people at home. So, the days of being able to rely just on unstructured collaboration to get things done, walking over to somebody's desk and trying to get them to do something for you as part of a process, I think those days are largely over. We just don't have that same capacity in, a very physically disconnected environment like we're going to be in. So figuring out how we get our work done, making sure that we're able to get our work done, again, irrespective of where people are or what's happening on the outside world, those are going to be core competencies for organizations in the government and outside of the government all over the world. I think as we look at, examples that have come out of our, experiences during the pandemic, we're going to see a lot of innovations that agencies added into their existing processes. And I think the real trick is going to be taking those innovations and really making sure that we're able to use what came out of them in a way that's effective going forward, in a way that scales, in a way that is not just, a couple of band-aids placed on a broken process to make it work now, but something that is really robust and will work over the long term, and do so in a way that serves our customers better than they've ever been before. Our citizens really deserve that.
Jonathan, thanks so much for taking time to be with us today and share your expertise. We hope everyone has a good day. Thanks and goodbye.
I appreciate the time. It was great to be here.